In this module, you learn the principles of designing beautiful and effective websites. A well-designed website is attractive and easy to use by all users on all devices. A well-designed website is also easy to use by those with disabilities. These disabilities include visual, auditory, and motor disabilities. In this module, we examine the web design principles that ensure your site is successful. The most important rule is to cater to the needs of your users. If you don't, they won't come back. What is the purpose of your site? Personal sites provide information about their owners. For example, a job seeker may have a personal website to provide information to prospective employers about her background, skills, and career goals. Entertainment and interactive sites, such as gaming sites, provide entertainment and interaction opportunities. Company sites facilitate online transactions, provide product information, and technical support. However, these aren't the only reasons for building a website. You may have some other purpose. Whatever it is, it's important to articulate it, as the purpose will have an impact on your design. Regardless of your site's purpose, you must cater to your users' needs. Failing to do so can drive traffic away from your site. Communicating effectively requires you to communicate your message clearly. Users search the web because they want information quickly. Make information easier for your users to read. Tactics for making information easier to read include: use headings and subheadings to make scanning for information quicker and easier. Many screen readers used by those with visual impairments provide a heading map from your headings and subheadings. The map allows the user to jump directly to the information they need on the page. Bulleted lists make detailed information easier to read and digest. Finally, avoid using long sentences. They slow readers and make information harder to understand. It is said that ideal sentence length is 5 to 7 words. It is also a good practice to keep paragraphs to a maximum length of 3 to 5 sentences. Doing so makes your site more accessible to visually impaired users who may use screen reading software to read the text on your site aloud to them. Typefaces or fonts are classified into 4 families. Serif fonts, Sans-Serif fonts, script fonts, and decorative fonts. Serif fonts have little decorative strokes called serifs. You can see the serifs on the uppercase L and I in this example. However, all the characters have them. Sans-serif fonts do not have serifs and are considered easier to read. Script fonts resemble handwriting. They are not as frequently used as serif and sans-serif fonts. Any font not classified as a sans-serif, serif, or script font is considered a decorative font. Decorative fonts are ideal for headers or banners. Here are some useful tips for using fonts effectively on the web. Use sans-serif fonts. They look modern and are easier to read. The smallest font size you should use is 16 pixels for easier reading online. For a streamlined design, remember the rule of 3. A maximum of 3 fonts and a maximum of 3 point sizes. A common way to use this rule is to use your largest font for top-level headings, a medium-sized font for subheadings, and another font at 16 pixels for the paragraph text. A good color scheme enhances the user experience of your site. Most companies have thought out the color schemes for their branding to communicate a specific message using color. If you are defining your own color scheme, use complementary colors to create balance and harmony. Complementary colors are side by side on the color wheel. Use contrasting colors for background and text to make your site easier to read. Dark blue or dark red text on a black background is very difficult to read and should be avoided. Use one of the many color contrast checkers to ensure you have adequate contrast. Vibrant colors create emotion. It's best to use them sparingly. They are great for calls to action or buttons. A picture is worth 1,000 words. However, to get the most from your images and multimedia, use high-quality images and media that are optimally sized for the web. Properly optimized images and media download faster. Use alt text to describe images and video for visually impaired visitors. Provide closed captioning or transcripts to make audio accessible to hearing impaired visitors. Both alt text and either transcripts or closed captioning are a requirement in many countries, including the United States. Good navigation makes it easy for users to find what they're looking for. Navigation should be intuitive to anyone using your site. Some tactics include using a logical page hierarchy. For example, don't put information about specific products in an About Us page featuring the company leadership. Breadcrumbs, such as the Home About Us example shown here, makes it easier to find your way in a complex site. Many companies have different categories of products, and the breadcrumb paths can be 3 levels deep. Follow the 3-click rule to ensure that users don't get lost in the navigation. You should be able to get to any page on the site in 3 clicks of the mouse or less. Use grid-based layouts to keep your pages neat. Grid layouts arrange your content into sections, columns, and boxes. Not only is layout easier, but you have better control over the styling of the page. Each grid can be styled as needed to get the look and feel you desire. Grid layouts give your pages a balanced look. Your layout looks more professional and sophisticated. As a bonus, grid layouts make your responsive designs work better. We already mentioned the benefits of responsive design. Grid-based layouts help reduce the amount of coding needed to style responsive sites. Eye tracking studies show that most people scan web pages in a letter F pattern. Using a letter F design makes your pages easier to read by allowing users to scan a page quickly. Display information in order of importance from left to right and top to bottom. Slow load times can cause visitors to get frustrated and leave your site. We already mentioned optimized images to speed up downloads. However, there are several more ways to make your pages load faster. Use external files for CSS and JavaScript. In fact, doing so is considered good design practice and makes your code easier to maintain. Minify CSS and JavaScript. Special programs can remove extra spaces and comments and speed up downloading of JavaScript and CSS. The minified code executes the same way as unminified code. If you do this, Keep fully documented copies of the code for your development use. These tactics reduce the number of HTTP requests to the server and minimize download time. As more people use mobile devices to access the web, it becomes important to ensure your website looks good and works well on screens of all sizes and resolutions. Your site should also work well on slow internet connections. Even today, many parts of the world only have slow dial-up access to the internet. In this module, you learned the basic principles of web design, including how to use typefaces, color, and multimedia effectively. How to make your websites accessible to those with disabilities. We mentioned that visually impaired visitors may use screen reading software to read text, including alt text aloud as a means of accessing visual resources. Hearing impaired visitors rely on closed captioning or transcripts to access audio resources. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell to be notified of new videos as they become available. If you would like some labs and exercises, we have a full web design course. Visit https://www.edgedesigns.com to register and access the course.